Warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, warga IMSA dimanapun Anda berada. Alhamdulillah masih bersama kita di sini di Hotel DoubleTree by Hilton, Boston, Massachusetts. Kami tim Radio IMSA masih meliput acara-acara Muktamar 2022. Kalau Anda tadi baru saja selesai menonton sesi dari Ustadz Adi, saat ini kita sesinya wawancara dengan para sponsor yang ikut mendukung kegiatan acara Muktamar 2022. Dan kali ini kita bersama IKNA Relief, dan di studio saat ini saya sudah bersama dengan direktur dari IKNA Relief, Sister Malika McDonald. Assalamualaikum, Sister.
Waalaikumsalam. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. How are you, Sister?
Good, alhamdulillah.
First of all, thank you so much for supporting IMSA for this event. This is your first time with the Indonesian Muslim Society, right?
Yes, it's my first time attending the conference.
And then, what's your impression? What you think about it?
It's been a beautiful experience so far. I mean, alhamdulillah, I've met a few people that I've known from Boston that are here, but seeing what I think is close to 1,300 attendees, and it's just been an amazing experience, especially to see so many young people, so many of the youth that are here with their families and that are attending different lectures and programs. So I think that's what really is making it truly special for me, is seeing the families.
Right. Thank you again so much. Then we talk about the IKNA Relief. Can you share with us a little bit about what is IKNA Relief actually and what is your program?
Well, IKNA Relief is a domestic relief organization, so we serve only in the United States. Really under the philosophy, believing as Muslims, this is our first obligation, is to care for those that are closest to us, our neighbors. So IKNA Relief has been actively involved in social services in the United States since 2005. And we have 6 core programs, one of which I'm the national director of, is our transitional housing program, where we have 24 transitional homes for homeless women and children throughout the United States. We just opened our first men's program in Seattle, Washington this past year. So alhamdulillah, we're expanding very fast. We opened our first transitional home in New York City in 2008. And today we have 24.
For the men?
No, for women.
For the women.
In 2008 was the first for women.
Okay.
And this past year was our first for men.
For the men in Seattle?
In Seattle, Washington. It's our first program, inshallah, it'll expand. But we have 6 core programs in the United States, one of which is our hunger prevention program.
These are
our stats from 2022, so this is the number served this past year. So alhamdulillah, our reach is, this is staggering.
Okay.
You know, so I mean, 8,590,000 people were served through the hunger prevention program.
2022.
Yes, alhamdulillah. So all of our field offices have some form of a hunger prevention program, whether it's a food pantry or a mobile soup kitchen, where we're really reaching, we target the Muslim community, but we serve anyone who's in need, anybody who walks through our doors. So alhamdulillah, through our food pantry, people are able to get halal or culturally competent food. And we just worked with the USDA. So the USDA is now making sure that through their food pantries, halal options are available for those that are in need. So it's a major accomplishment to have the USDA recognize the Muslim community and the halal dietary restrictions. So alhamdulillah. We also offer disaster relief services. So if there's ever a natural disaster, a hurricane or tornado, IKNA Relief is there. So imagine in like rural Mississippi, after a tornado has hit, the Muslims are the first ones to respond. And it's really changing people's hearts and minds about the Muslim community here in America. So, I mean, alhamdulillah. Another program that is growing rapidly is our Muslim Family Services, where we offer social services and counseling to families, youth, individuals, marriage counseling, really dealing with the issues that they're facing here in America. So, alhamdulillah. And then we also have our free clinics, health services, which is the Shifa clinics. Our Shifa clinics offers free health care to anyone that is uninsured, which are huge populations throughout the U.S. who don't have medical insurance. So our Shifa clinics are expanding and offering almost everything that you would get at a regular hospital.
Wow.
So alhamdulillah.
MashaAllah,
and then our back to school program. Back to school program is one of our signature programs where we get a lot of families that volunteer. They come, they make the backpacks, put the school supplies in, and then we go out into low-income communities and distribute these backpacks filled with school supplies to deserving children, because we want to give them the tools to succeed. So, alhamdulillah, we really, many of our programs, we offer opportunities for families to get involved, to volunteer, even in our food pantries, to come and help us make the box, distribute the box. And it's such valuable lessons to teach our children, to bring them to, volunteer with ICNA Relief, to provide social services to many of their neighbors or maybe their classmates or in communities that are really in need of these services.
And then you guys under the ICNA?
We're under the umbrella of ICNA. ICNA is the parent organization. However, ICNA Relief is the domestic relief organization. Another program of ICNA is Helping Hand for Relief and Development,
Helping Hand,
which is under their umbrella too, and they're our sister organization which does international relief work.
Okay. So that's a totally different with the ICNA Relief.
Yes, totally different. In 2008, we became separated.
Okay.
It was separated but peacefully, and each organization got their own
different
501c3 nonprofit status, and it was really better for, like, say, the IRS to keep the domestic and the international relief separate. And so we each have our own board of directors and work independently. But all of these programs are under the umbrella of ICNA, which started over 40 years ago, I believe. I don't have the exact date, but in 2005, ICNA Relief incorporated. So, alhamdulillah.
And how you guys get all this money? I mean, those is program, of course, need the fund and stuff. How you guys?
I mean, alhamdulillah, the majority of our programs, up until COVID, really, were funded through individuals in the community, alhamdulillah, through individual donations. Although COVID was a very terrible time in this country, I mean, huge tragedy. However, for social service organizations, it made us work differently and work smarter. So, alhamdulillah, we really started working with our local governments and seeking grant opportunities and funding through, block grants and, our local city councilors. And alhamdulillah, ICNA Relief was really recognized for doing our work that we were doing, especially through our food pantries,
MashaAllah,
where I can remember distributing 500 food boxes in under 30 minutes.
Wow.
And we were doing drive-through food pantries, and the city really recognized what we were doing. And so, alhamdulillah, we're working smarter now and really actively seeking grant funding for our organizations. And I think, up until COVID, Muslims were not recognized much for the work that we're doing, and now we're being seen as a viable social service organization serving our neighbors and anyone that is in need.
This is really da'wah, part of the da'wah challenge.
Da'wah in action.
And you give the good word out there that this is actually the face of Muslim. We care about people around us.
And we find that many of our programs, like our Shifa clinics, our transitional housing programs, the hunger prevention, many of the clients that we serve are not Muslim. They're people of other faiths. But they appreciate the difference of coming to a Muslim organization and the care that they receive. And they notice that there's a difference, that they're not just a number, they're not just a client. To us, they're our brothers and sisters in humanity.
MashaAllah. Keep up with the good work, Sister Malika. Again, thank you so much for your time, thank you for your support, and thank you for the information you give about the ICNA Relief. Jadi guys, ICNA Relief ini adalah lokal ya, ini untuk membantu orang-orang yang kurang beruntung di Amerika. I speak a little bit Indonesian just in case the people don't speak understand.
Well, please invite them to come and volunteer with us.
Yes, jadi mau bergabung dengan ICNA Relief bisa ke website ya. If they wanna join us, they can
ICNARelief.org.
ICNARelief.org. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you again. Warga IMSA dimanapun Anda berada, kita akan kembali ke studio utama. Saya Imus, masih dari Double Tree by Hilton, Boston, Massachusetts. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.